Hey, welcome back, barbarians. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at one of the best hunter helmets for invisibility builds that there is, period. And that is Graviton Forfeit for the hunter. Now, before we get into the video and why I think you should be using this in PvE or PvP, please make sure to drop a like if you do find this video helpful. And make sure to stay to the end where I do get a gold medal in the Crucible with this helmet. Today I'm just going through my mods here in this early gameplay. I am running a scout rifle with the Chaperone. The Chaperone is something that pairs really nicely with this helmet. Now, alright, so Vanishing Shadow is this exotic perk for the helmet. Increases the duration of any invisibility effects. While you're invisible, your melee recharges faster, your weapons reload faster, and your recovery is greatly increased. So increased invisibility just by itself sounds pretty good and is very good. And then in addition to that, having increased melee recharge and increased reload speed. And while it's significant, so I'll talk about some of the perks right now. I don't have gameplay of all of it, unfortunately. We're going to hop into a game of control here just to showcase how much you can really rely on the perk itself. So I'm using Top Tree. So just to talk about Top Tree, Night Stalker with the Hunter. With this, you shade step to go invisible, and this helmet allows you to have that invisibility a little bit longer. Now it also, of course, recharges your grenade, which this grenade on this subclass does a little bit of damage for your smoke grenade or your melee. Sorry. I like being able to shade step and dodge, and the tether is pretty nice in PvP. There's so many shutdown supers and strong supers, and where I'm running control, I just like to have that that territory advantage, especially on a control point here. So that's why I'm running Top Tree. Now middle tree, arguably the most popular, Spectral Blades for PvP. The super is offensive, so you can get additional kills with it. It has the perk Flawless Execution. So when you get a kill, you see enemies on the screen. They're kind of highlighted, but you do have to get the kill while being crouched, which might sound difficult to do, but it's really quite common in the Crucible, especially when you're playing kind of a more, if you're playing more reserved, I would go top or bottom tree. If you're playing more aggressive, I would certainly go middle tree Night Stalker, just based on the tether activations. Now to talk about bottom tree tether, we've got the void shot that you can shoot multiple times. We've got the smoke grenade, or your melee, quote unquote. That one charged, you throw it and it lasts twice as long. Great for territory control. And then of course your choice of grenade. Now in this class, throwing your grenade makes you invisible. Oh, sorry, it doesn't hold it for twice as long, but you can make yourself or allies invisible. Increase their recharge rate, which is really nice. And in addition to that, because you're invisible, you can get your invisibility cooldown quicker. So it's kind of a perpetual chain, if you will. You're going invis, but that act of going invisible makes it so you go invisible faster by recharging your own melee. And the nice thing too about, I will say, the top and bottom tree is that if you're hurt in PvP or even PvE, you can control to go invisible as a reactive rather than proactive in order to initiate the recovery sequence. So all I mean by that is with middle tree Flawless Execution, you do need a kill. So while you could do that in PvE a little bit easier, in PvP it's not just always there when you need it. So if you did just get done a battle and you notice you're about to fight somebody, you can go invis, or and crouch, take yourself off the radar, and increase your rate of recovery. So hopefully you're full health for the next gun battle you're going to get yourself into, which is important. Now I did test this with the recovery, so having all the same light level overall. Oh, excuse me, and testing how effective the helmet is versus different recovery stats. And the helmet improves recovery. It makes it faster all the way up till having 90 recovery. And at 90 it's about equal. And then when you do have 100 recovery, getting the initial shield back on is faster with the helmet. However, once the health starts increasing, the 100 recovery stat does go faster than the helm. So I tested all those with and without the helm. So it is a significant boost there in recovery. That applies for both PvE and PvP. As far as the flawless execution on the Middle Tree Night Stalker, it goes from 10 seconds to 16 seconds, that's a long time to be invisible in the Crucible. Right here, I'm only vanishing for 6 seconds, but I have top tree on, so take that with a grain of salt. And this subclass isn't by any means completely spec'd out perfectly for this build. Unfortunately, I did run low on materials trying to make a couple builds that were for some other classes, so I'm gonna have to go farm some Nightfalls and get some materials. But anyways, highly recommend this for PvP though. I do use invisibility in PvE. It's of course very effective, especially in endgame content where the enemies, in theory, I know there are videos where people die while they're invis, but it does give you a chance to kind of regroup or go get that ammo you see on the ground in a safe manner, so your teammates aren't worried about you, especially in something like a raid or a Grandmaster Nightfall, when your life really is very, very important, and you're playing for it every second. Nobody wants to be the one to go down in a raid encounter by any means. So for here, just some Crucible, not tutorial, but what I'm doing is I'm kind of playing around the map. I notice I'm getting surrounded now. Trying to find where my teammates are spawning. This guy just got out of his golden gun. Decided to just double melee him. I love this scout rifle. This is the Trustee from the Deepstone Crypt. This is my favorite 260 rounds per minute scout. I think this thing is unbelievable. And lately, the reason I've been interested in Graviton Forfeit as a helmet and Night Stalker as a whole is just because I've been playing a lot of solo control. So it allows me to move around the map and play kind of however I want. Too often I'll get paired with randoms that'll go do their own thing, which is fine, but I certainly don't want to get 3v1'd or 4v1'd by the enemy team. So it allows me to reposition and play my life, go invis when I need to, and kind of always have that mulligan button in my back pocket, which I'm always grateful for, and it keeps me alive. So right here's the clip. If you did stay this far in the video, it's coming up. I've just been keeping my distance, nothing crazy. Unfortunately, my teammates can't help but get farmed. Thought that was a good place for the Tether. And we're going to go for a Ghost in the Night here. I have no doubt the way I was playing at the end of this game that I could have gotten a We Ran Out of Medals had I shifted my playstyle a little bit, but of course the game ends. So what are you going to do? But I did get Ghost in the Night, which is one of my favorite Crucible medals to get. And yeah, so another thing the invisibility is really, really good for, and I used to use all the time, is if you're playing Night Stalker, which is a popular subclass for solo lost sectors, just allowing you to kind of gain the upper hand on enemy champions that can be super annoying because their only target is you. So that can have some added benefit there in using this helm. And it doesn't hurt that this is one of the cooler looking hunter helmets in my opinion, so there's something to be said for that too. But I'll let the gameplay finish out here. This is pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this helmet in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.